All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Peak to Middle School. This is take number 2 of our intro. First one didn't go so hot. My name's Narwhal.
My name is Kyle.
And I wanted to talk about low-fat meat, okay? So, if you're new, this is not what our show's about at all. But when you get...
What is our show about?
I don't know. Okay, so I eat turkey bacon a lot of times in the morning. And there's... Okay, even if you don't like turkey bacon, other meats.
Sure.
There's like, at the store, there's like the regular one, and then sometimes you see like low fat or like 50% like less fat or whatever.
Yeah.
How does that like work? You know, like at these farms, are they just like keeping the fat chickens that they're feeding more over here?
I think they just like make a leaner cut.
You mean they just give you less meat?
Like less fat.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, if I was just to kill a human right now,
yeah,
I don't get to choose how much fat they have. They're either fat or they're not fat.
Yeah, but you can cut fat off. You see what I'm saying? Like if you have a steak and you have a really fatty steak, you can cut off some of the fat.
I understand.
So maybe they cut off more of the fat.
But when you buy a piece of steak, is the piece of steak like
the meat itself,
different parts of the cow that they like mush together into a steak, or is it literally just a raw cut off the body?
Well, there's different cuts. It depends, like there's like different cuts.
But yeah, no, I know. But I mean, I guess my point is there's no cuts where it's like a mash of stuff into like a blob, right?
That's like a burger. That's like ground beef, I feel.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. But like
they just take less of the fat if it's low fat ground beef. They just like cut a little bit of the fat off. I don't know.
It's just weird to me because when I saw it with the bacon, it's turkey bacon, so they're turkeys. So in my head, I'm thinking like, how are they going to make sure that this turkey bacon is substantially less fat than this other turkey bacon? Like,
maybe it's the angle, because when you look at bacon, it's like meat and then fat. You know, like it's like divided in half almost.
You
know what I'm
bacon?
saying? Yeah. Like bacon, it's like divided in half.
What do you mean it's divided in half?
It's like meat and fat on one, on either side.
Is it like that?
Sometimes.
Okay. Continue.
Maybe it's like a little shifted over, and it's like a little more meat, a little less fat.
Okay. I don't know. I was just confused because what I originally thought was like maybe they keep like the skinnier chickens over here, or the skinnier turkeys.
What is a skinny chicken?
No, like they feed them different or like healthier food or something. Because that would make sense too, right? Like they have a shed where they like, because it's like factory farming, which
but why
is
would
terrible.
You want like fat, a bunch of fat?
No, it's just like the normal chickens, which are like they have a little fat. They're
it's
normal.
like the vegan.
And then
chickens.
it's like the healthy chickens where they give them like whole grain, like.
Well, I don't know. You're gonna have to look that up. Well, that's like the grass fed. Does that make a difference? Does it taste different? I don't know. I think it all tastes like chicken to me.
Hypothetically, if you're allergic to grass and you were to eat a grass-fed like piece of beef,
to grass, are they?
I don't know. My old dog was.
Yeah, but that's rolling. I mean, like if anyone rolls in the grass, they get itchy.
Yeah, I don't know. If someone's allergic to grass,
that sucks. If you're allergic to grass, I'm sorry.
And then they eat grass-fed beef, do you think you could have an allergic reaction from that?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. You're right.
I don't know, because like if you ate peanut butter and then I ate you, but I had a peanut allergy, like would I get sick?
That's a good question.
Because like the peanut butter doesn't go into your like meat, you know?
Yeah. No, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't.
What's the weirdest meat you've ever eaten?
Probably bologna. I
don't think I've ever had bologna. What
People
is bologna?
listening, let me know if you guys have had bologna, because at least where I grew up with the kids like I grew up with when I was really little, it seemed like almost everybody had bologna up until like I don't know when I stopped eating it, but I think until probably 3rd grade or something, I always had bologna.
I had rattlesnake one time.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was like,
is that technically a meat though?
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's a. But
it's
if you
all,
eat
it's
fish,
all a muscle.
it's fish. If you eat fish,
fish
it's
is
fish.
meat.
No,
right?
Fish is not meat.
It's fish meat.
No, people that are vegetarian eat fish.
What?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yes.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No.
I know. I literally know a person. We know a person.
Who we? Look up, is fish meat? Because to me, that's meat.
No,
it's
I get
muscle.
what you're saying.
Meat is like muscle, basically.
No,
right?
but by definition, fish is not meat at all.
Well, rattlesnake is all it's a muscle with like bones, basically.
But is snake meat?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna look. Snake is meat, but is fish meat.
Yes, it is. Absolutely, it is.
I'm seeing both. I'm seeing some saying yes and some saying no.
That's crazy to me.
Fish meat is called fish, just like how chicken meat is called chicken. A true vegetarian won't eat any animals, but some will eat fish.
So she's not
so I guess it depends.
Vegetarian. But yes, rattlesnake. It was just like people say it tastes like chicken. I don't remember how it tasted. I just remember I liked it, or I didn't. I thought I ordered chicken nuggets, and my dad had secretly ordered me and my sister rattlesnake
nuggets.
Yeah, it was like snake nuggets, rattlesnake nuggets.
Oh.
It was in Arizona, and then he was like looking down the table at us like, you like your nuggets? And we're just like, yeah, I mean they're good. It was just a little more chewy.
You think they farm rattlesnakes? You like hunt them in the wild?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in Arizona,
imagine that's your job, like hunting down rattlesnakes.
That's so scary. I was watching Man vs. Wild the other day, and when he had to like kill a rattlesnake, he like finds it and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get this rattlesnake, and he finds this long stick and like traps it and then just like bashes its head off. Then he pees in the snake and drinks it.
He's a badass.
Yeah.
But I'm actually so glad you mentioned that. This will relate perfectly to later in the episode.
What?
No.
Okay. We'll find out later.
You guys will find out later, but that was like the perfect thing to intro to our segments later. Another thing I wanted to bring up, totally unrelated. Old people back in like,
we're back on old people.
When was World War I?
1919? I don't know. 1920?
I'm actually curious.
It's like the 1910s and 20s. That was like when they're digging trenches.
1914 through 1918. So people back around then, like, because I'm watching Peaky Blinders right now.
Great show.
Which you told me to watch.
Great show.
And it's getting pretty good. But they must have been so dehydrated all the time.
Yeah, they just drink whiskey all the time.
Dude.
And they don't drink water.
They never drink water. They have whiskey or like whatever they're drinking, usually whiskey, with them at all times on their nightstand next to their bed. And every time they wake up, they just down a glass of whiskey.
It's like, first of all, what does your liver look like? Also, just Europeans are always, I just think they're dehydrated, because when I went to Europe, like I have some friends that live in Sweden, and when we were walking around Europe, we were carrying our water bottle. Like I keep a water bottle with me all the time.
Yeah. Like I don't know the last time I've seen Kyle without a water bottle.
No, I'm always drinking water, and I always have my backpack. Yeah. I always have my backpack, and like, because I keep my water, and like I just keep like a sweatshirt, and like I always have my backpack on me.
Sometimes Kyle will come over. He has his backpack. I'm like, oh, what'd you bring? He's like, oh, nothing, just my water bottle.
I don't know. I just like always keep my backpack with me. It's because I put my wallet and my keys in there, and I don't want to keep them in my pockets. It's just convenient. Okay. Anyways, Europeans, they made fun of us for carrying water bottles around. They're like, oh, it's such an American thing to do. And I'm like, we're walking around Pompeii. It's like 95 degrees. I'm drinking water like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, how are you not hydrated?
Yeah. My dad, dude, he won't drink. He hates water. He literally won't drink it like all day. He'll get home from work at like 6 p.m., just chug like 5 glasses in a row, and then won't drink it again until the next day. He just does that cycle of like, I'm like, if I didn't have water for the whole day, I'd like would start to feel like physically like not as good.
Yeah. Like if I don't have water in like within 30 minutes, the back of my head starts to hurt. Like I get weird headaches. Like if I'm dehydrated, I can tell if I'm dehydrated because like my mouth tastes a certain way and the back of my head starts hurting. Yeah. That's how I know if I'm dehydrated.
Yeah. I feel really bad talking about this because like there's people in so many countries that don't ever get water, and I'm just like,
well, they're not listening to this.
Yikes!
You can cut that out. So.
No, I mean, probably won't cut that out, but no, but seriously, like the people back around that time in like the 1910s to whenever,
yeah, they're not carrying water.
They smoke cigarettes 24/7. I swear in Peaky Blinders, like 85% of the scenes, every character has a cigarette in their mouth.
Well, they also died at like 50 back then.
Do you think that's why?
Part of it not drinking water. Part of it just no medicine.
Yeah.
Like they just get polio and die.
I feel like they never ate. I mean, maybe it's just the shows. I mean, the shows don't like to show people like eating because it's not exciting. No, I'm sure they ate too, but like, I don't know. Back then, I feel like it was like feel like the lifestyle was just go work, smoke cigarettes, drink alcohol all day, then maybe eat like one huge meal, and then just do it again.
I mean,
I don't know. And they all smoked and drank with baby, like when they were pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to watch knowing that, like,
know.
you're giving your kid a
It's like
nicotine
you're
addiction
pregnant and you're drinking.
and smoking simultaneously. It is getting hot in here today, folks.
I'm sweating.
Just take it easy, liquid man. Oh my god. Jeez. Kyle just can't stop drinking.
I like to be hydrated.
So one thing I wanted to bring up, I wrote it down last week but didn't get a chance to mention it, but I don't know, I thought it was really interesting. We've been getting like some new reviews or like just some new listeners from some of the ads, and like sometimes when we do stickers on Instagram, like people will respond and say whatever.
Stickers.
Like the questions.
Oh, yeah.
I think those are called stickers. I don't know. But one of the most common like compliments and things that people say about our show is like the term they always say is like so relatable. And I don't know about you, but like I know it's a compliment and I'm glad that people say that, but for some reason that term always like makes me cringe. And I'm always like, relatable? I don't think I've ever in my life used the term like that's so relatable, like in a serious way about anything. Like I know people like things that are relatable because they can relate to it, and it's like, oh, that's funny. Like I've been through that, whatever. And no, and I'm glad. I'm not trying to make this sound like I don't appreciate it. I'm glad that people think it's so relatable. But to me, when I read it, I just can't, like the voice in my head when I read it is like, dude, that's so relatable, bro. Like in a super sarcastic way, you know?
No, I don't know.
Do you say that? Will you call things relatable?
I guess maybe it's not in my vocabulary. Wow, that's a segment that'll come back later. Because you know how you said that like Bear Grylls relates to later?
Yeah. Wait.
Vocabulary relates to later because of something that I will say later.
Oh, okay.
They don't make sense later.
That was really confusing.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think it's a cringy word.
No, it's not. I know it's not. But like to me, I guess I grew up and like for some reason it got ingrained in my head. Like I don't know if it's because of YouTubers that I watched
or
it's
like used a lot. The word is used a lot.
Yeah, and it's a good thing. Like almost always, it's like, oh, like that's so relatable. But it's like, I don't know. I just picture like a really preppy girl being like, oh my god, so relatable.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I don't know. But I guess that's also kind of the goal of our show. Is like we're talking about things that maybe not all people they think about them,
yeah,
or they like, I guess they have these thoughts or whatever, but they don't really talk about them,
yeah,
just like in a regular conversation. But we're having that conversation,
yeah,
like talking about like shaving our pubes last episode.
Yeah, no, and I think maybe the better way to put it is like if I was to compliment somebody on their show or like whatever they do. And it is a relatable show, I probably would say something else like, oh, I love how you guys talk about the stuff that like everybody thinks. Like, I don't know. It wouldn't come to mind to be like, oh, dude, your show's so relatable.
I feel like it is though.
But for me, I always forget to say that. Or I like.
You gotta add that to your vocabulary.
I know. I have to. I appreciate it. And I'm glad. Like, it's cool knowing that. I don't know.
Well, thank you for everyone who's reached out to us.
Yeah.
We really love hearing that we're relatable.
Yeah. Shout out our haters. We had this one guy.
Oh, God.
I don't like to highlight the people that talk shit because, like, I don't know. They're just... A lot of these people, I think, are just, like, sad people and have, like, nothing better to do.
I mean, yeah.
So, for us, for our show, the thing that has been working the best to grow the show right now has been Spotify ads, but those are pretty expensive. So our next thing is like Instagram ads, which are pretty good. And we usually will do one like every week. And 90% of the time we'll get messages from people saying like, dude, like I found your podcast because of the ad. Like I usually skip them, but I didn't this time. But we got this one from this guy that was like, I don't know. He was just talking shit. And
like, I keep getting your ads and like, you guys have only 400 some followers.
Yeah, only 450 followers, which... I'm satisfied with that.
I'm happy with 450 at this point.
That's like if we didn't do the ads, we'd have like 200.
I mean, that's more than I have in my personal account, so like I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean 450 is pretty good to me. I don't know, but yeah, he's like I always see your ads, and like the fact that I don't know if I saw an ad that was shitty or I didn't like it, I'm
not gonna go out of my way to like talk shit to him. I'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's like if something's that bad and you dislike it that much, it's like you wouldn't even spend the energy or the time to go to their page, send them a message. Like I don't know. I'm sure a lot of these people are either like high school kids that are just not very mature or just unhappy or angry or whatever. But so I sent him like a nice message back. I was like, oh, hey, sorry, man. Like, sorry you don't like the ads, but this is what's working for us. Like people that do find our podcast really enjoy it. And, like obviously with all the other ads, if you don't like it, you can just scroll past it.
And then he hits us back with like, oh, that's too long to read.
Which I just want to say, there's no way he didn't read it.
Like, dude, you read it. You for sure read it.
I read it. If I get a message, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Even if I don't want to read it. Like
I will read it.
There's been times in the past where if I was in like a fight with like a girlfriend or something, or like things were bad and we were like texting. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but you know that whatever text you're about to get back, like you're waiting for a response, you know it's going to be a bad text. And so like, I don't know about you, but for me, I'll like kind of like, I'll see it on the lock screen.
And you're just like, fuck.
Well, and like, you know how it stops after like the first sentence, so you can't read it all? I'll like look at that and I'll try and get myself to just like let it be and not read it. But I always cave and I always go read it all.
And you see it and you think like maybe it'll stop at the end of that line. And you look at it and it takes up your whole screen. And you're like,
oh, fuck. Yeah, there's rarely any good scenarios when a text that takes up your whole screen is a good text.
Like it's either going to be like a motivational text or something really bad.
Yeah.
Mostly something bad.
Yeah. Sometimes I get in the moods where I'll just send people like full on essays.
Yeah.
But that's like rare. That's like once in a blue moon.
What is a blue moon?
I don't know.
Is that a new moon? I saw a red moon. It wasn't red.
The blood moon?
Yeah, that. It wasn't moon. Or wasn't red.
I want to add fortnight to my vocabulary. Because that means a fortnight.
Once in a fortnight.
Yeah. Dude, we should start saying that.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that.
Once in a fortnight. Yo, Kyle, last fortnight, you remember when we went to that concert last fortnight?
What is a fortnight?
It's 2 weeks.
Are you serious?
Yeah, a fortnight is 2 weeks.
Remember the fortnight? I'm like, oh, 2 weeks ago. What did we do 2 weeks ago?
Also, isn't it weird how, like, obviously you live your life and you're here and life is real. But at the same time, there's a lot of stuff that I do every day that I don't remember at all, even 2 days later. Like, there's things
kind of sad, actually,
that I've done last week that are totally gone from my memory for the rest of eternity.
Yeah. That's why, like, you kind of have to live your life that way. It's like, if something bad happens, like, okay, maybe that's something that you're going to remember, but, like, that's something that happened. It's something you can never change.
Yeah.
So just move on.
Yeah.
Like, my car got broken into. Yeah, it fucking sucks. And then, yeah, they fixed my wiper upside down. Yeah, they came back to fix it, and they didn't bring a wiper with them. Yeah. Like, but that's on the past.
We'll go into more detail about all this in a little bit.
Okay.
But
oh god.
No, but I agree. Like that, it's obviously it's easier said than done. It's a hard thing to do, but I have tried to adopt that mindset of like, whatever happens, it's already done. Like there's nothing you can do to change it. And odds are, in the grand scheme of your life, like getting a flat tire or whatever isn't gonna be something that's like changes the course of your life. You're not gonna remember that like in 2 months from now. You know what I mean? But it's just weird to think about, like, last week on Monday, I had something for lunch, but I have no clue what it is, and I will never, ever remember that for the rest of my life. So did it really happen?
Yeah, I mean, it did.
It did, but if I have no recollection of it, where does it go?
Don't do this.
No, but where does it go?
In the past, it's gone.
What is the past?
Oh my god.
This is where it gets crazy.
Yeah, if it's in the I mean, obviously it happened. Yeah. But you're not going to remember it.
Yeah.
But it happened. So technically it's affecting you. Whatever you ate for lunch that day has changed. Every decision you make causes a new decision to happen.
Yeah.
So everything, I don't know. I believe that everything has to happen a certain way.
I do too.
It's everything happens for a reason.
Butterfly effect.
I mean, sure. Yeah, yeah.
Every decision you make will change the course of your life.
Right. So maybe if like instead of having like a turkey sandwich, you had
a chicken sandwich.
Like maybe you could have died. Maybe like they would have made you would have eaten the chicken a step too slow, like a one bite too slow.
Okay.
And you would have been one step late during work that day. And that's one
step later to get to my car.
Yeah, one step late to get to your car, and maybe a second late to get to that light that you could have run through and gotten hit.
Oh, wait, so I saved my life by eating chicken is what you're saying.
No.
Because originally you said I died because I ate the chicken.
Oh. Okay, step too slow and you got hit by the car.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, I believe stuff like that. But it's weird because, like, no matter what decision you make, there's not necessarily a wrong decision. Like, it's impossible to ever try and think about what your life would be like if you did eat that other thing or do this other decision because you didn't.
Everything would be different.
And it's like, but you didn't do it, so that's it. You can't even like contemplate what your life would be like.
Yeah.
Because also
it happens in sports a lot too.
What do you mean?
We're like, oh, like if he had made this field goal, like they would be tied right now. It's like, well,
he didn't.
Technically, not everything would have gone the exact same way.
Yeah, that's the thing. He could have. Yeah, they say like, oh, if he would have made that free throw, it would be tied right now rather than down.
But it's like, no, then they would have been a second slower on the fast break and like things would have
things
changed.
Could have actually gotten worse in a way by them making that free throw. They could have been down by more.
Trust the process, guys.
Yeah.
Don't dwell on the past.
I'm like very philosophical, like I've said before, but I read this book one time called The Power of Now, which sounds like really corny, but it's a really good book. But it's kind of about this whole idea that like the author is like a philosopher, I think, but he quite literally was trying to explain that like the past and the future literally aren't real things. It's like we've created these ideas of the past and the future, but like you can never visit the future. You can never go back to the past. So it's like your entire life is basically the constant present. Like you're living your whole life right now. Like even when we started the podcast, obviously we can remember it. We can remember when we started this podcast, but it doesn't exist anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're always only in the present, and that's all there ever is the present moment.
You're really throwing me off because when you said that, I like went back in time like 2 seconds, and then I realized that's over.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he said that, and now it happened, and now I got to focus on the present.
Yeah.
And now that past is like, it's gone.
Yeah. It's like a never-ending treadmill.
Oh my God.
You just got to keep up.
I'm stressed out. What do you think about that Area 51 thing?
So, for people who have no idea what Kyle's referring to, there's this thing going on Twitter or Facebook. I don't know where it started.
I think it's Facebook.
Yeah, but it's always Facebook starting these weird-ass things.
Yeah,
like,
people need to get off Facebook, dude. I don't know.
I can't believe there's people that still avidly use Facebook. I'm like, what type of people use Facebook
people
anymore?
Who are like posting what they're doing all the time during the day. Why are you on Facebook? Go to Twitter.
Like
just don't do that.
If you're 31 or older, I think I understand why you use Facebook.
Yeah, if
like,
you're old, okay.
That's like you're late to adapt, and Instagram and Twitter is just too much for these old people.
If you're in your 20s and you're a teenager, why are you on Facebook?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You have to know that like
no
there's
one
only
reads
like
it.
Yeah, no one reads the shit you post when you post these essays, and then they share. A lot of kids just like will share these like they just share like 40 things a day.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, stop sharing these.
Like, go on Twitter and retweet something.
Yeah, way better. We're
That's
so judgmental, but it's literally the same shit.
But it's different. It's so different though.
But anyways, so there was this whole group started, and basically the whole idea is like we're going to gather as many thousands of people as we can to join this group to basically plan a raid on Area 51.
I heard it's like 400,000
people.
Yeah. But like, I mean, you think about it, how is everyone going to fly there on the same day? You know,
where are they going to meet up, like in a Costco parking lot or something? Like there's got to be a rendezvous to everybody to get ready.
Yeah. Also Area 51, they all know.
Yeah.
What's happening.
Yeah. So let's just break this down, like as to if it's going to happen, and if it did happen, what would happen. So first of all, let's say there's 400,000 people. Okay. Let's say, how many do you think would actually commit to it? Because you know that
like 20,000.
out of 400,000?
Maybe, yeah.
You think 20,000 would actually be like, I'm going to go there, going to meet up, and I'm going to sprint to Area 51?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
That's still a lot of people.
That's still a lot of people.
But they also have guns.
Yeah, but I feel like those 20,000 that would commit to it are like the weirdos.
Yeah.
Like the scary people you don't want to make fun of because they might hurt you.
Or like nerds that have like lightsabers.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of people just like like that. You seen the video of that guy that's wearing that like Halo outfit?
I'll look it
There's
up.
a guy wearing like a Halo outfit. I think it's Halo, and he's like talking about like how we need to storm. It was on all over Twitter.
Oh, it's like a strategy on how to storm.
No, I don't know. He's just like, all I need in my life is us to storm Area 51 and like kick some ass or whatever.
Okay, so let's say there's 20,000 people and they all somehow meet up. First of all, the government, you made it public knowledge now. Yeah. I think it was like September 20th or something. I forget the day, but sometime this year. And so now the government knows. I'm sure they always have a ton of security. It's literally, Area 51 is literally the most secure place like on the planet.
One of them. Is it a building?
It's a whole like
it's like a campus kind of thing, right?
Yeah, but it's like huge. Like I think it's like an enormous not campground.
I feel like they would get in and just not know what to do. Like they don't know the pathway to get into the main area.
Well, that's the thing. Like I'm sure there's like a bunch of they're like hangars kind of. Like these giant hangars, and I'm sure there's a bazillion of them, and I'm sure there's also like underground places where they do like science shit down below. So like first of all, you're gonna run to it. Okay, how are you gonna get in the fences? There's like, I'm sure there's.
Are you bringing weapons? First of all, probably electric fences. One person touches it, electrocuted. Another person touches that person, electrocuted. They're all touching each other. They're all electrocuted. They all die.
And then let's say they decide, okay, we're gonna bring weapons. We're gonna like fight to the death.
Yeah.
Then if you're running and the security people see you with an AK-47, I'm sure they have the right to just shoot you.
Yes.
So,
and I'm sure they have more powerful guns.
Yeah, and
if they're better with the gun probably than some guy trying to attack Area 51.
If they have alien spacecrafts in there,
I think they know.
I think they have some good guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to spectate. Like I want to perk up on a mountain somewhere and just like look down through binoculars and like see these people.
I hope when it happens, I hope it's like live streamed.
I mean, realistically, I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
Neither do I, but I'm hoping it does happen.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool. But I also kind of think, I'm watching Stranger Things season 3 right now. What if something inside is like something that's being contained by the government from getting out? Like it's like a Stranger Things kind of thing, and they're trying to like deal with like the upside down or whatever. And then all these idiots come running in and they stop that progress, and it gets let out.
That could happen,
and then the world's over. Except,
So that's basically if Stranger Things is based on real life.
Yeah, not necessarily Stranger Things, but something like that.
Okay.
Like an alien.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
It's a possibility. And like, let's say even if somehow people, maybe they're super stealth or they get like a blueprint of the whole area and they somehow can sneak into the building, like the main door into the building.
What are they gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I'm sure there's a bazillion security clearances. There's fingerprints or like eye scanners to get in. Like
bulletproof glass everywhere.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? You have literally no chance of seeing anything.
But then if they get through all that, you're gonna see aliens. Now what? It's like, what are we gonna like talk to them?
Yeah.
Are we gonna kill them? What are we going to do to them?
I bet they have the ability to brainwash people. So even if people were to see anything, the government would like shoot
a laser at them
and like shoot a laser in their brain. And they when they get out, they just tell everybody on social media like, oh, there was nothing in there. We didn't see anything. It was boring.
Dude, that is kind of scary. You think Donald Trump knows what's in Area 51? Kind of feel like he doesn't.
I feel like he does. I don't think the presidents get like as much knowledge on things as we think.
Yeah, how much does the president know?
It's a good question.
See, I think like
Putin probably knows everything that's going on. But
yeah,
like I feel like in the United States, I think there's different levels of like clearance on who gets to know what. Like, I wonder who in the United States, like,
knows the most.
Government knows the most. Like, who is the one person with the most power?
Yeah, probably some guy in like the CIA or FBI or like Army or some shit.
Yeah,
and it's just like this old dude that is just such a douche. First of all, probably sucks. Hate him already, and he just knows everything.
Yeah,
he knows about Area 51. He knows about secret bombs.
Yeah.
Oh, he knows about tapping people's phones.
Oh, he probably goes home and looks through people's like laptops.
Netflix. He just watches our phones.
Yeah. No, so
he's watching this podcast.
Have you? So you haven't watched that podcast with the guy from Area 51 yet, right?
No, I haven't.
But you've heard about it.
Yeah.
So Joe Rogan did this podcast with this guy that basically is kind of like a whistleblower. Like, he used to work at Area 51 in the 80s, and he's became famous because like half the population believes his stories and the other half thinks he's crazy and just bullshitting.
Well, 400,000 believes him, so that's a lot.
A lot of people, honestly, and especially after this podcast, like, the thing that people find the most crazy is that ever since he came out, like, not came out, but ever since he told the story and kind of got fired and like they threatened his family and stuff, like, he's never deviated from his original story once. He's always had the same story. All the facts are always the same. And so a lot of people are starting to believe him. But what's crazy is that he was saying even him who like worked there, you only like even the workers and like the scientists there only get access
to like their department,
to like their one tiny spacecraft, and they know nothing else about any of the rest of Area 51. And if even that guy only was given permission for one thing.
Was he like really high up?
I mean, he was high enough to like work at Area 51. So imagine.
How do you get that job? You apply?
I mean, he was like a nuclear science degree from like MIT
Think
or
I could
something.
send a resume in? Get an interview. Hey guys, I'm here for my interview.
On your references, it has like the local school district, paper scanner.
But like, what are some of the highlights that he said? Like, I haven't listened to it yet.
I mean, like, I can't do it justice. Obviously, if you guys listening really want to know the full story, you should just go listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. His name is Bob Lazar. But
he's a Netflix thing too, right?
Yeah, there's a Netflix documentary, and it came out a little bit ago. But the documentary, I haven't watched it, but from what I've heard, the documentary wasn't nearly as good as like, because the podcast, it's just raw. It's him just talking, telling a story, and the documentary was kind of dramatized and stuff to like, I don't know, make it way more dramatic. But he basically said that like there's 9 crafts that since the 80s when he worked there was 9, and they don't know what they do. They work with physics that are totally beyond human comprehension. Like,
well, like the crafts do?
Yeah, like they're aircrafts that he said he was given no knowledge on how they found them, when they found them. Like, they don't tell him anything. His sole purpose was to literally try and backwards engineer to see if he could figure out how this thing works.
I need to listen to this.
Dude, after listening, you'll believe there's like aliens no matter what.
Oh my God.
Like, there's a chance this guy's lying, but it's very convincing. And he said there's 9. He worked on one. He said that it was built for someone who's like 2 to 3 feet tall would fit in there. So he's like, it obviously isn't like a human thing.
So like, if those aliens came, we could beat them up. Like, like 2 feet tall. Like, I'd just punt this guy.
Yeah, but he said that what's weird is there's no wires or anything in the entire thing. Like, there's nothing connecting anything. But they can, and he also said that they can fly. Like, they have backwards engineered it to the point where they know how to get it off the ground and to fly. And he said that...
Oh, so they're learning how to fly these alien spacecrafts?
They're not, like, doing anything with them, but they're flying it just to kind of learn more about how they work.
Holy shit.
Like, test flights. And he said that he actually told the story of that he was allowed to spectate one test flight. And so they went out and, like, the outside of the hangars, and they, like, did it. And he said that the way it flies is totally beyond, like, any sort of human physics. Like, it could go from point A to point B in, like, a split second, and then without like any sort of change in, like, I don't know the science terms, but like usually like you have to gradually slow down to make like a turn.
Yeah.
And he said it'll just be like bam, bam. Like it can go like straight up, straight down, straight to the side with like no hesitation.
It's like stressing me out.
It's like, obviously I'm describing it horribly, but like
I'll listen to it tonight.
It's mind blowing. And if this guy's lying, he's very good at it. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
So.
Can they like replicate it?
No, he said that he worked, I don't know how long he worked there for, but like a few years. And there was all this shit on like how it went down and how he got fired. And they like.
Oh, he got fired?
He basically like invited, he's not supposed to tell anything to anybody, even like his family. But he basically like was upset that they were keeping all this a secret to the whole country. And so he like had some of his friends go out and like kind of witness a test flight from really far away on like his off day.
Oh.
So they like watched a test flight and they got caught. And then he said that basically like they never directly threatened him, but like he said that after he got fired, all this weird shit happened. Like his uncle or his cousins lost their jobs. Like all this, like he said everything just happened like a chain of reaction where he's like, it wasn't a coincidence. Like they were trying to ruin my family's life so that they could like ruin my life for like basically being the whistleblower.
I'm surprised they didn't kill him. Do you think his like wife knew he worked at Area 50, or does he have a wife?
Well, that's in the podcast too, but she didn't know anything, and she actually thought that he was having an affair because he always would have to go to work at like late hours. So she thought she was cheating on him, and she like left him.
Damn.
Yeah.
Maybe this is his cover-up story to like get his wife back.
I don't know, man. It's a crazy story. I'm obviously not describing it very well, but
wow.
So yeah, if people raid Area 51, I think they're all fucked, or they're not going to find anything and they're going to get arrested.
Or some idiot's going to try to fly a ship and like
fly a ship.
One of those like spaceships.
Oh, he's going to try and fly one of the alien spacecraft
and just not know what he's doing.
Kill himself.
Yeah. Should we get into our segments?
Oh yeah, it is. Sorry guys,
It's
it is
steamy.
very sweaty in here.
It's pretty steamy.
It's like, now that I think about it, we probably should have recorded at like 10 a.m. before it gets hot, but we just let it be hot all day.
It's not even hot either. It's like 70.
Yeah. If you guys are just tuning in, a couple episodes ago, we started season 2. Every Monday we have a couple segments, and every Thursday we have a couple segments. So, for Mondays, we have A's and F's of the week and reunion.
And word, right?
I don't have one for that.
I got a word.
Oh, okay. So
that's the vocabulary thing I was saying I would get back to it.
So we're adding a new segment so that there's 3 and 3, and the last one is going to be a word of the day, and then we're going to try and implement it into our conversations.
Okay.
So,
well,
who's your A of the week, Kyle?
I have a couple. I have 2. One is the Angels, the Los Angeles Angels.
Oh, that was mine.
All right.
Wait, do you have another one?
Yeah.
You do your other one.
Okay. I have the women's soccer, U.S. women's soccer team.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, they won the World Cup. Alex Morgan sipped some tea. A bunch of British people got offended.
Alex Morgan twerked in the locker room.
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Really hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's finally it's the only soccer team that's good in the U.S. It'll relate to my F of the week.
Okay. You want to go right into it?
My F of the week is the men's
it.
soccer team, because it's like everyone, they already know that they suck, but everyone's realizing like, you guys are so bad. You didn't even make the World Cup. The women dominate, and you guys still make more money than the women's team.
Yeah. They probably make way more money.
They do. Well, they said
sad.
like if the men won, they would get like $1 million or something, and the women get like 500 or 250K or something like that.
That's such bullshit.
I mean, yeah, I know.
I mean, I get it, but like, I don't know. It sucks because they put in equally as much work.
And they're way better.
They're literally
They dominated.
They are literally the best in the entire world at what they do.
Yeah.
It's insane.
They let up like 2 or 3 goals, I think, the entire tournament.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't follow soccer closely, but I did watch the semifinals.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's my A for the week.
Also, who's the other girl on the team whose husband is on the Eagles?
Julie Ertz.
She's hot.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw this photo on Twitter of like him, like the husband and her like smiling.
He's a good looking too. Good looking.
Good looking too, dude.
Good looking dude too.
Yeah, dude, but their teeth are perfect. You see their teeth?
No.
Oh, a bunch of the replies were like, "Oh my God, who's your guys' dentist?"
Oh.
Like they have like the biggest, perfect white teeth, and I'm just like,
I mean, they're probably rich and they just get their teeth done.
yeah. Teeth are very underrated when it comes to attractive. I'm a big fan of like big teeth.
What?
Like
Big teeth.
I just like girls
like
where
buck
like
teeth.
No, not that
Like,
big.
hey, Don.
No.
Oh, nice to meet you.
God,
This girl's just got like inch-long teeth.
Oh, I'm so sweaty. This is so frustrating.
Dude, you're. Yeah.
No, but like
You don't want small teeth.
no, like they can be like. I just don't want them like really small. Like I like a girl that has like teeth that are like like.
Who has small teeth?
What?
I don't know anyone that has small teeth.
You know, okay, what I'm trying to say is when someone smiles in a picture and it's like sort of far away, you can just tell at first glance if someone has like killer teeth. There's some people that like their teeth just stand out.
Okay, so you're a teeth guy.
I want your teeth to stand out in a photo.
Okay.
I just like it. I think it's really hot.
Yeah, sure. I'm not anti-teeth. I'm with you. I agree. I'm saying, yeah, sure, I agree.
Okay.
But the big teeth thing, I don't get.
I don't mean big. I just mean like noticeable.
Okay.
Some people's teeth
You
just
wanna notice
kind of
those
go
teeth.
under the radar.
All right.
I want the teeth to just pop. Be like, damn, you got nice teeth.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Okay.
Who's your winner? Who's your A of the week?
My A of the week is the Angels. They threw a no-hitter last night.
Against the Mariners, unfortunately.
Yes.
But you can't be mad about it.
Yeah, you had to be happy. But what was crazy, did you see all the crazy coincidences that happened?
Mm-hmm. I heard some of them, yeah.
So I want to
Talk about, like...
Yeah, I want to explain to you guys all this wild stuff that happened. So there was a tweet that said the Angels' combined no-hitter last night was the first in the state of California since July 13th, 1991, the same day that Tyler Skaggs was born.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. That's weird.
So the last no-hitter in the state was the same day that the pitcher that died that they were honoring was born.
Mm-hmm. And they were all wearing his number.
And
cool.
they were all wearing his number, and his mom threw out the first pitch to the game. It was like the whole game was in honor of him. And then it says, so I'm going to read you guys some of these tweets because things get like pretty crazy. They lost the perfect game on ball 4 in the 5th inning.
Oh my God.
Tyler's number was 45.
Dude.
Then someone says also, Trout's home run was 454 feet.
I saw that one. That's crazy.
And that's his number 45 forwards and backwards. Then things get even crazier. Someone says, okay, there's no way all of these are just coincidences at this point. Like, it can't be. And then some asshole is like, there's so many numbers in a baseball game, it's confirmation bias. There were also 13 runs, which means literally nothing. Which, I mean, he's not wrong, but that guy's just kind of being an asshole. People are just trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
But then they said, well, when you think about it, the Angels scored 7 of those runs in the first inning. Total was 13. Tyler's birthday is 7/13. That's pretty crazy.
I mean, yeah.
And then Tyler's number is 7/13, which is today.
7/13. His birthday, you mean?
Yeah. His birthday.
And that's
today.
But that's why they honored him, though.
I know, but it was yesterday. But now it's today.
Oh.
The game was yesterday. Today's the 13th.
Oh, damn.
And so someone replied today and was like, which is today.
Dang.
Do you think stuff like that, are you the type of person where it's like, oh, it's just like coincidences, or like,
I mean,
do you think he was like looking over them?
I get both sides, but I definitely think that he was definitely like looking over them. And
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't, though, it's like they're playing with us. I mean, like they're playing with a kind of like they're playing harder for a reason, you know?
Yeah, like they're playing for him.
Like I get why they destroyed him, like
Yeah.
why they played so well.
Yeah. Do you think the Mariners were clearly going to lose that game, regardless of whether or not it was a no-hitter?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think near the end, part of the Mariners players kind of like almost want it to be a no-hitter for the sake of
well, did you see the final
Skaggs?
out of the game?
Yeah.
It was like a ground ball to second. It was our fastest player on the team. He's like busting it like 75% down the line, and then he stopped.
Really? He stopped?
He didn't stop,
really
but he slowed
it.
down. Like if he could have busted it out and made it close, but he didn't.
Yeah, people probably would have been like, if he did.
Yeah, he would have been that asshole.
Yeah, he would have been like, I mean,
I would have done the same thing.
you can't like get mad at him, but there's kind of like a bad taste in your mouth because it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
That's my winner of the week. My A of the week.
And have you seen the thing of Jose Fernandez was another pitcher that died like, I don't know, a while ago.
Yeah.
But, the second baseman for the Mariners, D. Gordon, he was like one of his best friends. And when they honored him the day after he died or whatever, the game after he died, he's a really skinny dude. He doesn't hit a lot of home runs. And he led off the game and he led off with a home run. Or he took a pitch right-handed because the guy was a righty.
Yeah.
And he took a pitch right-handed, and then like next pitch hits a home run left-handed, like deep.
Yeah.
And he was like crying running around the bases, and it's like that stuff just like gives me the chills.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
dude, it's so sick. All right, well,
what's your F of the week?
You know. So my F of the week is Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle went into it a little bit, but I just want to explain the depth
a hard week.
of Kyle's.
I've had a hard 2 weeks.
So
2 years actually.
I'm giving Kyle the F because of his unluckiness with basically everything.
Mm-hmm.
So break it down. What's happened? So first, your car got broken into. Which
got broken into. Stole my golf clubs.
And
my
your
fault.
Golf balls.
And my golf balls. I just bought golf balls, and they were sitting in my room. And like 2 days before, I was like, oh, I'll just put them in my golf bag. And then they got stolen. So I spent like $40 on golf balls. Gone.
Yeah.
Plus my clubs. Gone.
Yeah. Okay, so then you get your window fixed.
Got my window fixed.
But it took them how long? Like 4 days or something?
It happened like June 29th, and I got it fixed like July 2nd.
Dude, yeah, that's rough.
It was like 3 or 4 days. And then I get it fixed. I'm driving to John's house. I talked about it on a couple podcasts ago. I'm like, it's raining. I'm going to wipe my back windshield. Wiper's upside down. Starts wiping my license plate. And I'm like, oh my God, this can't be that hard to fix. So I call them back. I'm like, all right, you guys put my wiper on upside down. I'll try to fix it. I try to fix it.
It breaks.
It breaks. I break my wiper. And then I call them back. I'm like, I didn't want to say that I broke it. So I was like, it broke when I tried to use my wiper, which is kind of true.
Well,
I mean, I lied a little bit, but
yeah.
Whatever. If Glass Doctor's listening to this, like, sorry guys, but you guys suck.
Honestly, fuck the Glass Doctor.
Fuck you, Glass Doctor. Yeah, and then I call them again. They're supposed to come on like at 8 a.m. like a week later. So I'm driving with this upside down windshield wiper for a week. Luckily, it didn't rain. The guy comes to fix it. I specifically told him, bring a wiper because it's broken.
Like,
my
that's
wiper
literally
broke.
what you're coming to fix.
That's why you're coming. The guy shows up 6 hours late. They didn't even tell me, like, I'm going to be late. He just showed up 6 hours late. I tried calling them, and they hung up on me. Like 3 times. Yeah, I called them, and they were like, yeah, we'll transfer you. And it hung up. And I was like, all right. I call back, and they're like, yeah, we'll transfer you. Sends me to a voicemail. And I'm like, I leave a message. I'm like, hi, I'm Kyle. You're supposed to come at 8. Where are you? No response. I call a third time, and I got, they sent me to, like, they're like, yeah, we'll transfer you. They sent me to a message, and the message just told me, like, sorry, like, we're busy right now. We can't help you. And they hung up on me. And I'm like, oh, my God. I finally call back, and they're like, yeah, he's going to be here at, like, 2. He's supposed to come at 8 a.m. Guy finally comes. Comes with no wiper. Specifically said, bring a wiper. No wiper. And then he's like, yeah, there's not much I can do here. Didn't bring a wiper. I'm like, I told you to bring a wiper.
So then you had to wait another 2 days.
I had to wait another, 2 days. Guy finally comes, brings a wiper, puts it on. It's great. Car's working fine.
Life is good.
Then I'm driving. I didn't tell you this. I'm driving here today, and I'm turning left into your house, and my blinker starts going fast. Like, so my blinker's about to die. It's just me with my car.
It's just
I'm having a hard week.
You know, it'll get better. Maybe.
I don't know that it will.
Well, yeah. So everybody,
just pray for me, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thoughts and prayers for Kyle.
I have another F of the week.
Okay.
It's the bagel guy. Have you seen the video of that guy?
Oh, the crazy guy?
Yeah, the really short guy.
Yeah. I didn't watch it with sound though. I just saw people tweeting about it.
Oh, dude, you need to watch that video. This guy is like, I kind of feel bad for him because he's kind of like getting a lot of shit and like.
Wasn't he being an asshole though?
No, yeah, he was.
Oh.
He was short. He's a really short dude. He's probably like 5 feet tall. He's in this like bagel store, and apparently someone like smirked at him or something, and just starts freaking out, like saying like, "Oh, all these women like they just look at me and laugh at me and like they don't want me and like blah 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 blah, like, oh fuck all you women, blah. And like everyone's like, he's freaking out at this bagel store and everyone's like, dude, what the fuck? And this guy like takes him down.
He
and
tackles
like,
him.
Yeah, like this like normal sized dude that looked like a giant next to him.
Yeah.
Just like takes him down and like chokes him out or whatever. And I saw another video of him in 7-Eleven. He's in 7-Eleven.
A separate video.
Yeah, and he starts filming because like some dude at 7-Eleven asked how tall he was, which is like kind of douchey. Like, why would
maybe he deserved it after? Maybe.
I mean, he did. But also, like, I can see how maybe like over the years, like he's been made fun of so many times that like it's just built up. I guess. But and he was like saying all these things in the video or like in this interview or something that he's like, you know, like all the women are the same. Like they all laugh at me and like they always ask how tall I am and they don't care and like, yeah, fuck all you women. So he was like just being this asshole. And then he did this interview with like some show, I forget, but he like the women, they brought a reporter over and it was this lady that they brought the tallest lady possible and she looks so tall.
On purpose, you think?
They probably did it on purpose. I don't know. She's so tall and like, I mean, she's probably not that tall.
And she's probably wearing heels too.
Yeah, and she looks so tall next to this guy. And she's like interviewing him. He's like, yeah, fuck all you women and like blah 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 and like you guys are make fun of my height and like blah blah blah. Like I don't think really anyone made fun of his height.
Yeah.
Like people are making fun of it now because this guy's an asshole.
Because he keeps talking about it.
Yeah, and this guy's just such a douche. And he's like trying to fight everyone, and he's like so small. Like I'm an average height person now, but as a former short person, like I kind of get it. But I would never flip out on someone for calling me short.
But you also weren't short as a fully grown man.
Okay,
you were short
right.
as a middle schooler.
That is different.
So,
but like, dude, this guy, such a douche. Like, be nice. Be the nice short guy. Kevin Hart lives to be the nice short guy.
He's also the funny.
He's the funny, nice short guy. That's great.
Funny
Don't
makes
be the
up for a lot.
Douchebag, asshole, sexist,
short
dick,
guy.
short guy. Don't
That's
be
a bad
that guy.
combo.
And that's what that guy is.
Yeah.
So he's taking my F for the week.
Yeah. All right. Well.
So our Fs are me and Bagel Guy. Great company to be in.
Today's reunion, mine, we're going to take a trip down memory lane with Les Stroud.
Who's that?
Does that ring a bell?
For the name, who's that?
So there's Bear Grylls for Man vs. Wild.
Oh, is that the guy from Survivor Man?
There's Les Stroud who's from Survivor Man.
That guy's the OG guy. He goes like by himself to the wild.
Yeah, so what I didn't know.
Wait, I was going to say,
yes.
Fun fact. One of the few books I've read, I read his book. Wow. It was for school, and I was actually interesally interested in it.
Nice.
So I read it.
It
was like a survival book. And we had to like go into the woods and like make a trap.
Like tie knots and make a fire.
All that kind of shit. Yeah. It was cool.
So I just want to preface this by saying this man is so elusive online. I literally, for the life of me,
out in the wild.
Yeah, exactly. I could not find anything past 2018. So I don't really know what he's doing now.
He's probably out there.
But I just wanted to break down a little bit about this guy's backstory and just maybe educate you guys on who this guy was when he was in his prime, because he's a beast. So first of all, he was originally a singer, and he would also make music videos in like rock bands.
What?
So that's pretty cool. And that's how he started as like a video guy. Is he'd make like music videos for rock bands. And so then he decided to like put his skills together, and he had like a bunch of knowledge of like the wilderness. So which is when he started Survivor Man. And also, I didn't know this, but like I always kind of had an idea that like Bear Grylls probably didn't always sleep in the wilderness, and he had a crew with him. And I was like, obviously,
and they would like stage some like certain things to happen.
Yeah, and like they wanted to be more like dramatized, and obviously the camera crew is not going to sleep in the wilderness, and they're going to carry extra food in case anything happened. But with his show, like I didn't know this, but it truly was
just him
and a camera, and like all the stuff he did was real.
Yeah,
he didn't bring any food. Like the only food he ate was the food he found on the show. It's like all raw, which is really cool.
Yeah,
and apparently when he ended up stopping the show after 3 seasons, his reason was because like in an interview, he was explaining like people think that I can just do this all the time. But he's like, there's only so many times a year that your body can take like 7 days by yourself in the wilderness with no food, no shelter.
Yeah, like mentally and physically too.
Yeah. And he was like, I mean, he was like already like not an old guy, but like he was getting up there.
He's like in his 40s or 50s.
I tried really hard to find out what he was doing nowadays, and I honestly couldn't. But what I did find is listen to how many fucking shows this guy has had. This guy is just a machine.
Really?
So he's had Survivor Man.
That's what I know him from.
Then he has Beyond Survival. Then he had Survive This. And then he had Alaska's Grizzly Gauntlet. And then he had Survivor Man Beyond Survival.
Oh.
And then he was in Shark Week. Then Survivor Man's Survival Secrets.
Okay.
And then Survive This.
Okay, and he also wrote a book.
And
that had Survive in it, I'm pretty sure.
And now I don't know if it's still going, but started in 2014, it was Survivor Man and Son.
I've seen that.
It was a reboot,
son.
but with his son with him. I'm just like, this guy's a machine with survival.
Yeah. I mean, he's not as famous as Bear Grylls,
Yeah.
but he's more impressive because he literally does it by himself.
Yeah.
Bear Grylls is way more like.
And Bear Grylls just was around for longer because this guy stopped his show after 3 seasons.
Yeah, and Bear Grylls is more like
Entertainment.
entertaining, yeah, and
Yeah.
easier to like want to watch and more. Yeah. Okay, my reunion of the week is Steve from Blue's Clues.
Oh,
Like
what a guy.
Yeah, like we've all watched Blue's Clues. Hopefully, if you didn't watch Blue's Clues, you might have been too young, or too old, or just not been into it. Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Did they switch at some point to a different person?
Joe. Joe. So Steve wore green stripes. Joe wore orange. I remember when they did it too. I was like, who the fuck is Joe?
Joe sucks.
Yeah, Joe showed up out of nowhere. And they claimed Steve graduated college, even though Steve was 29.
Hey, maybe he's a late bloomer. Maybe he wanted to go back and get his degree.
Yeah, and I found out the reason that Steve quit he quit. Okay, there was a conspiracy that he like had a drug overdose and died.
Yeah, no.
He's alive.
Okay.
He was just losing his hair, and he was embarrassed about it. And he said he didn't want to lose his hair on a children's television show, and he wanted to go into more acting.
Yeah.
But then I looked at his IMDb and like hasn't been in anything cool since Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, poor guy. What's his net worth? It's like 10 million.
Just from that show?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So he's fine.
He makes bank.
He's bald, but he's fine.
I have another fun fact about him.
Oh.
I learned when I was at APU.
He went to APU?
No. That he actually has his own YouTube channel where he posts music,
really?
like not music videos, but videos of him, like of his original song. Like he like does piano and guitar and stuff.
Does he have like a lot of subscribers?
Not a lot, but I think like
he makes some money
like
off it.
I don't know. He probably has like 20 or 30,000, but like I forget what it's called, and I don't think you can search it by his name. But he had like a good amount of subscribers and would like do music stuff.
Damn.
So
yeah, his net worth
multi-talented.
20 million or 10 million. Sorry.
Did you find anything out about Joe or no?
Oh, I can look up Joe. Let's see. Well, Joe's name is actually Donovan Patton.
Dirty liar.
Steve's name is actually Steve. So maybe it's because they wanted like Joe and Steve, just like 2 easy names. Like
yeah.
Donovan might be too hard for little kids to remember. Looking at his IMDb, he's been in some other stuff like Team Umizoomi, Creative Galaxy, Lies I Told My Little Sister.
That doesn't sound like a very good
Imagine
title.
that. Yeah, see, he hasn't been in a lot of
What
stuff.
kind of lies was he telling his sister?
I don't know. I'll look up his net worth.
I'm not actually your brother. I'm your niece.
Yeah, that's weird. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, like if you think he's gonna.
His net worth is 2 million, so he's fine too. He's doing great. Not as good as Steve, but he's doing good.
Did you like the For some reason, I vividly remember like the notebook that they would write in Blue's Clues, and like the crayon that they like he'd draw with. I always thought it was the coolest. Like it wasn't actually him writing. I think it was like animated, but like he would like he'd like pull out a journal and like draw like a house or like a box or whatever, and it was like always perfect. And I thought it was like I was like I want
this
that
guy's
crayon.
gifted.
Okay, what's our word of the day?
The word of the day is a word. So okay, I was was talking to Luke the other day, our friend Luke. I'll admit it. I was in our Pim's DMs talking to him, pretending I was you.
You admit it. I got it on video.
I was just saying all this embarrassing stuff about John, pretending to be John. I was clearly not John. I'll just throw it out there.
And if you guys ever want to DM us on Instagram, play a fun game where like you can try and guess which one of us responded to you.
Yeah.
You know, you'll never know. It's this big mystery.
You never know. Okay. Anyways, Luke said he used the word ruse in a sentence.
Oh.
And I was like, what the fuck is ruse? R-U-S-E. If you had to guess, what is a ruse? He said, I found your ruse or something like that.
Is this similar to you'll rue the day?
No.
You'll rue it!
No.
No?
No, but good Nickelodeon reference.
Okay. So I know rue the day means like you'll dread this day forever or something. But ruse, I think it's like a plan, like your secretive plan.
It's an action intended to deceive someone.
Oh.
So
he caught on pretty quick.
Because I was trying to deceive him. But then my question was, why? I'm not trying to be offensive to you, Luke, but like that's a word that like I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
There's some people that just throw out words that are just like, I don't know how to say this, but some people just have words in their vocabulary that just like feel so unnecessary.
But I get what you're saying, but I also like, if you were very knowledgeable and were like an English major and you loved literature, like there's no point to sound dumber than you need to be. Like if you had good, bigger words that were more descriptive or more specific, why wouldn't you utilize them?
Because why are we inventing words that mean the same thing?
Because there's slightly
it's like why can you say, "Oh, you were trying to deceive me"?
Well, that's not what he was saying. He said, "I found your," or what did he say exactly?
I see through your ruse.
Okay, so that sounds way better and is quicker than saying, "I see through your plan to deceive me."
Could have just said, "I knew it was Kyle."
That's not like, but those are like
okay,
totally different.
I'm not saying ruse in particular, but there's you know those people that just throw out big words to trying to sound smart. I'm not saying Luke was doing that, but it made me think of people that do that.
I agree. There are some people that do that, but I also think there are some people that are just flat out smart, like intellectual people that really enjoy literature. Like I have a couple friends. Like one of my friends, Jordan Kurtz, is like very like literally reads a book like every week. It seems like very smart, reads tons of books, and it's noticeable when you talk to her that her vocabulary is far more extensive than yours or mine. And it would be almost weird if a smart person like that doesn't use smart words.
I don't know, because like when Neil deGrasse Tyson talks down to my level, I feel like I'm smart.
But he'll also use a big word and then go explain what it means. Like, he only does that because dumb people enjoy when he can explain things in dumb ways.
Like, dumb it down for us dummies out there.
Ruse isn't a dumb... I knew what that word meant.
But no, you didn't.
I literally said a sneaky plan. Isn't that what I said?
I don't remember what you said.
I said a sneaky plan. And it's a plan to deceive.
All right, whatever.
Like but
that's because I gave you the context and you knew the context.
If I was to hear the word ruse, I would know the general idea that it's like a plan that's sneaky.
If anyone else out there knows what ruse means,
Kyle, ruse is not that. I thought you were gonna give like a more crazy word.
But I'm not saying Luke is trying to do that. I'm saying there are people that'll just be like, "Oh, look at this treacherous hill." It's like, can we just say big hill? Like, you know?
I agree. It's
like some people just throw words out there to try to sound smart. Yes. Like I even catch myself doing it. Like if I'm trying to have an intellectual conversation with someone, it doesn't happen often. But if I am and I'm trying to like sound smart, I'll use words like I'm a good person. I'm someone that's good at I'm writing an essay. And I'll throw in big words and I sound so smart in my essays. Not very smart in real life.
Yeah.
But I'll sound very smart in my essays.
I understand.
It's like, can we all just talk like normal? Who decided to create these like treacherous? Who decided to create that? Can we all just say big?
But there are certain circumstances when you should use treacherous over big.
Okay, I'm not saying big, but like large, like daunting. I guess that's a big word too.
I get what you're saying, but I think only sometimes that applies. But
know. I'm all about simplicity here, which maybe even that's too big of a word. I don't know.
Well, anyways, I will use ruse. Whoever can use ruse, like when we least expect it.
Yeah. And just
like naturally. You can't like shove it in there.
Okay.
They get, what do they get? They get a point. We got to make like a jar.
High five.
A vocab jar. The other person has to put in something to the jar. I don't know.
I don't want to make a jar.
We'll think of something. Anyways, that's been it for this episode of Peak to Middle School. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Did you enjoy, Kyle?
I enjoyed until this last discussion.
No, you can't say enjoy. You have to say like. Enjoy is too big of a word.
Yeah, I liked it. No, enjoy's fine. Enjoy's okay.
No,
I don't want to get back into it. Okay. We're done. I liked it.
Okay, where can they follow you? I'm going to re-say that.
Sorry.
Anyways, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kyle Stafford36. Follow the podcast at Pins Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We post cool clips, funny clips. It's a great time. Same with our personal Instagrams. If you have an iDevice, go to the purple podcast icon and go to Peak to Middle School and rate us 5 stars, leave a review. That would be super great.
Get us to 50.
Yes.
We want 50. And if any of you guys give some crazy review, anything that'll just knock my socks off, I'll read it. I'll read it. So
I mean, we'll read it anyways, but we'll read it on the show.
Yeah.
Where can they find you, John?
You can follow me at Hey Narwhal on Twitter and Instagram. You can also follow my personal YouTube channel called The Narwhal with new videos every Wednesday. There's new episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday, and we're on every platform. So if you guys are listening to an audio version and you want a video, every single episode, we have a video on YouTube to go along with it. Spend a lot of time editing those, so you guys should check it out. And with all that being said, we'll talk to you guys later.
Wait.
Oh, one more.
If anyone is still listening, I want to know who is listening all the way through. If you're still listening,
I'll
DM
kiss
us.
you on the lips.
Well, no, maybe. I'll DM us.
We'll do something.
DM us and say, Kyle, I like your socks.
Okay.
And then I'll know who like listens all the way through, and I'll be really happy with you.
What if you get no D? You'll probably get no D.
I'll probably get 0. All right. See you
All
guys.
Right, see ya.